Hello everybody, welcome to Nate Float's Handstand Pushup Level 1. So if you came to learn your headstand and your crow pose, you came to the right place. So we're going to use headstand and crow as a regression to help us learn our handstand push-up technique. In today's class, you're going to need 2 blocks and to listen to me talk a whole bunch. So let's start with our crow pose. And by the way, guys, if you want to combine the handstand level 1 and 2 with handstand push-up level 1 and 2, highly recommended. They both go together, and the more you get used to the hand and shoulder shape, the better you're going to be. So to cover the hand shape real quick, as I come into my crow, I'm going to be leaning and bending the elbows. So my fingertips are going to be my brakes as I lean. And my shoulder depression is what's going to support my spine to counterbalance my lean. So the more I can press through my fingertips and depress my shoulders, the better and better my balance is gonna become, okay? You can use the spider grip here where we're bending at the first finger knuckles or the second finger knuckle to recruit more forearm strength. That's what I recommend, but if you have another form that works for you, go ahead and do it. We're gonna have the hands about shoulder width apart, okay? I like it just slightly wider than my shoulder girdle. Let's go ahead and grab our blocks and we're gonna start. Okay, so we're gonna use our blocks to support our feet, okay? So go ahead and come on the ball of the feet, and when our feet are elevated, it's gonna help us lean in our crow pose, okay? So in our crow pose, we're gonna be bone stacking here. So there's a joint, there's a space in our right on our elbow joint that can connect with the knee joint, okay? It's really, it can be unique to find, to say the least at first, but once you feel as you bend the elbow on the elbow joint that there's a place where the knee can directly interlock. We're going to be practicing bone stacking in our crow pose because it's going to be easier to transition into our handstand push-up form. When the knee's on the outside, that strength doesn't directly translate to bent arm presses and stuff like that. So, placing the hands that they're comfortable, okay? As I come in, I'm gonna bend my elbows, okay? Remember, as I'm leaning, I'm shoulder depressing, okay? Pressing my shoulders as close to my hips as possible. As I press through my palm, okay, I'm protracting, okay? So protraction, shoulder depression, core compression, glutes are engaged in a posterior pelvic tilt. So all we're going to do is we're going to find our shape, practice our pressing, and we're going to lean onto the ball of the foot to practice leaning using our depression to secure ourselves in our crow pose. Okay, set the hands, go for a lean. You're going to externally rotate the arms, right? So the pit, the pit of the elbow, I guess the armpit too, is externally rotating where the pit is facing forward, the elbow pit, okay? So place the hands, externally rotate the hands, bend the elbows, knees come on top of the elbow joint where they're locking, okay? The more I lean, the more I'm depressing my shoulders. Press away from the ground to protract, okay? Hold for 3, 2, 1, and come back. Okay, so now let's do this for reps, okay? Press away from the ground to protract, externally rotate the arms, bend the elbows, lock the knees and the elbows, depress, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt, and come back. Let's go for 5. Go through your chain as you lean. 4, press away to protract the shoulders. 3, come on the tippy toes. Come back. 2, 1, and let's go ahead and come out. So we're going to do that for a second set. If the blocks were comfy and you were feeling it, stick with the blocks. If you want a bit more of a challenge, for now, set your blocks to the side, and we're gonna do the exact same thing. So remember, find that special spot where we're bone stacking, okay? When the hands are placed, we're pressing away from the ground to protract the shoulders, right? Spine movement, shoulder protraction. As the elbows bend and I lean, I depress my shoulders to counterbalance the lean, okay? And then once I depress, the rest of my chain locks with my core depression and posterior pelvic tilt. Take one Ujjayi breath here, in through the nose. Relaxing the jaw. Activate your kinetic chain. Exhale. Tune into the body. Here we go. Find your hand placement. Find the grip that's most comfortable for you. Come on the tippy toes. We're gonna do the exact same lean, okay? With or without blocks, wherever you're feeling comfy. Here we go. Lean, pressing through the ball of the foot. Press the hands away from the ground. Shoulder protraction. Externally rotate the arms. Bend the elbows. Knees lock onto the elbow joint. Depress as you lean. Core compression. Posterior pelvic tilt. Come back. Lock that shape. Come on back on the ball of the foot. Here we go. Lean, pressing through the tiptoes. Shoulder protraction, depression, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. And come back. You'll notice the more you lean, the more shoulder depression it requires to counteract that bounce. Here we go. Toes. Protraction, external rotation of the arms. Depression, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Come back. We're going to go for 3, 2, having tons of fun. Last one. Here we go. Going through the cues. Press away from the ground to protract the shoulders. External rotation of the arms. Bend the elbows. Lock onto the knee joint. Shoulder depression, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Deep lean here. And we're coming back. Alrighty, guys. Practice that as much as you need. And as for all these progression, guys, don't be afraid to watch this video 200 million times and just do it until you're comfortable, because it's going to be fun. You're going to build more strength, and then the next progression will come much, much easier. Okay, if you're feeling ready, grab your blocks again, and now we're going to go for a deeper lean using a single leg. So all this crow stuff is going to be the exact same thing. Okay, let's bring our tiptoes on the block. Go ahead and place your hands wherever's comfortable. For me, it's slightly wider than my shoulders. Okay, with the spider second knuckle bend grip, allowing me to really grab and activate the forearms. Okay, so now from here, we're gonna do the exact same lean, but now we're gonna lift one foot, and then we're gonna be alternating for sets and reps, okay? Find your hand placement. Lean through the tiptoes, externally rotate the arms, elbow pit facing forward, bend the elbows, shoulders are protracted, lock in the knees, shoulder depression, counteract the balance, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Now we're gonna lift, point through the right toes, okay? Come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. You got 3 more. Inhale, exhale. Lock your depression. Inhale, exhale. Last one here. Inhale, exhale. Now we're gonna come down. Awesome job, guys. So that's gonna help you start to lean off the ground in order to find your crow pose and your bounce. So go ahead and find your Ujjayi. We wanna do the other side. Alrighty, you ready? Hands, placement. Starting to feel a little warmed up now. Okay, lean through the tiptoes. Okay, as you press away from the ground, protract the shoulders, push is protraction. Externally rotate the arms, bend the elbows, lock onto the knee joint. Shoulder depression as we lean, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Inhale, lift up, point through the toes, engage the left quad. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down. Last one, keep your shoulder depression locked to get that counterbalance going. I'm pressing away, my shoulder protraction's activated, and come out of it. Go ahead and stay on the block, guys, because we are going to do a static hold now on each side. Go ahead, relax your jaw, drop the tongue. Okay, breathe into the diaphragm. Start to really, as your blood and oxygen start to flow, it's time to tune into the body, relaxing the face, keeping the body strong. This is your practice, your day, your moment. All love, guys. Here we go. We're going for a hold now. Okay, placing the hands, shoulder, arm external rotation. Bend the elbows, go for the lean. Press away from the ground to protract the shoulders. Depress the shoulders as I lean. Core compression, posterior pelvic tilt, glutes are active. Inhale, lift the right heel towards the right glute. And we're gonna go for 7. Staying active throughout our entire chain. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, slowly come out. Beautiful job, guys. So now we got the other side. Tuning back in with our breath. I know it's kind of tricky, guys, but your wrist, make sure you do the wrist and shoulder warm up before this, by the way, but your wrist will get stronger. And as the wrist and depression gets stronger, you're going to notice week by week, your lean is going to be more and more comfortable, allowing you to hold those bent arm poses, those bent arm hand balances. Okay, here we go. Plant the hands, externally rotate the arms, bend the elbows, lock in the knee joint. As we lean, depress the shoulders. We should be protracted from pressing against the ground. Core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Inhale, lift the left heel towards the left glutes. Entire body's active here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, drop the left foot and come out. Also, guys, the gaze as we come in, you can keep it in the handstand gaze. If you were to mark an X between the imaginary thumb line of your thumb tips, that's a good gazing point. And as we shift, we'll talk more about that later. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick it up a little bit. We're not going to use the blocks, and we're going to have a little bit less rest. If the blocks are feeling good, guys, stick with them. If you're ready to wean off it, then you start to wean off it. Place the hands. Externally rotate the arms, elbow pits facing forward. Bend the elbows, lock in the knee joints, lean through the toes. As I protract, I'm pressing away from the ground. Depress, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Inhale, right heel to the right glute. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come out. Inhale, let's go ahead and do the left side. Shoulder protraction, depression, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Inhale, left heel towards the left glute. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, ground the left foot and slowly come out. Find your ujjayi. We're going to do the right side again, and now we're going to go dynamic. Go ahead and lean. Plant the hands. Lean through, external rotation of the arms. Lock in the knee and elbow joint. Okay? Pressing away from the ground through the palm of the hand. Shoulder protraction, lean, shoulder depression, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Inhale, heel to glute. Exhale, come down. Inhale, right heel to right glute. Exhale, come down. Follow your breath. Okay? We're gonna go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come down. Awesome job, guys. Go ahead and give the wrist a little shake out. We got the left side. I thought I was going to say something after that, but I didn't. Catch your ujjayi. We got one breath here. Relax that jaw. Feel the air flow into the diaphragm. Exhale. Find that kinetic chain. Feel the fresh oxygen going into your body. New breath, new moment. You got this. Place the hands. Externally rotate the arms. Lean through the toes. press away from the ground to shoulder protraction, leaning, shoulder depression, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Inhale, left glute to the left heel, vice versa. Exhale, come down. Inhale up, exhale down. We're gonna go for 5, 4, 3, follow your breath, 2, exhale, last one, inhale, exhale, come down. All right, guys, we're gonna do one more crow exercise before we switch to the headstand. So we're gonna do baby pike push-ups. Almost said baby bikes, but baby pike push-ups to build our pushing strength. So remember, in that crow pose, you wanna keep your entire spinal chain locked. That depression, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt is what's going to allow you to counterbalance and keep the spine at that angle in order for you to start to float in those bent arm hand balances. The more I'm pressing against the ground, the more I protract and can lock into my shoulders to feel safer in these poses. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab our blocks and we're going, let's switch sides. Kind of sick of staring at that spot. And we're gonna go, and you guys can see my pretty earrings, onto the blocks. So the knees are gonna come on the blocks, and we're gonna come down into baby pike push-ups, which is gonna allow us to build the bottom of the handstand push-up strength, and also gonna convert to the lean in our crow pose. So same thing, plant the hands, like I said, wherever you're comfortable. I like a little bit wider than my shoulders. I'm gonna bend the knuckles to find that firm grip, externally rotate the arms, and now from here, I'm just gonna engage my left heel towards my left glute. Okay, I'm protracting, depressing, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. And now, as I come into my bend, I'm making almost a triangle with my hands and my head. So my head is gonna be the top of the triangle. So my gaze shifts, okay, up here, to where I complete that triangle, and then between my hands and head, I'm at a 90-90 with my wrist, elbow, and shoulder to find the bottom of that handstand position or the crow pose. So, plant the hands underneath the shoulders, engage the left heel towards the left glute, protract, depress, compress, posterior pelvic tilt, bend the elbows, use your depression to lean. And we're gonna come down to we're around 90-90 here. And now we're gonna press out. Okay, let's go for 3, depression, protraction, compression, posterior pelvic tilt, exhale, press up, 2, inhale, come down, exhale up, I have to adjust my hands a little bit, inhale, left heel towards the left glute, external rotation of the arms, bend the elbows, protract, depress, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Find that 90-90, exhale, press out. Okay, so these are not only gonna help with our strength, but also the leans. Okay, let's do our right, then we're gonna do both, and then we're moving on. Find your ujjayi. Okay, as you set up, go ahead and find your breath. Okay, wrists underneath shoulders, knees about underneath hips. Now we're going to engage the right heel towards the right glute. Press away from the ground to protract the shoulders. As we lean, we depress to counteract our bounce. Core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. I'm leaning, finding into that 90-90. Exhale, press out. Follow your breath. We got 3 more. Okay, here we go. Inhale, depress, compress, posterior pelvic tilt. Lean to the 90-90. Exhale, press out. Right heel to right glute. Here we go. Inhale, bend at the elbows, external rotation of the arms, 90-90. Exhale, press out. Last one. Inhale, protract, lean, depress, compress, posterior pelvic tilt. Find your chain, okay? Find the lean. We're locked as we come to 90, and then we press out. All right, guys, we're gonna go for both, and then we'll move on. Let's find a ujjayi breath here. Depress the shoulders, inhale to the diaphragm, relax the jaw. Exhale, engage the core, keep your posterior pelvic tilt strong, stay grounded in your breath, in the moment. We're building functionality within our spine and body so we can live long, happy, strong, beautiful lives forever. All right, take one more breath here. I'm gonna go ahead, shake out my wrist, start to get ready. Alrighty, placing the hands for me a bit wider than shoulder width, finding my grip. Okay, as I press away from the ground to the heel of the palm, I protract the shoulders. Okay, engage the heels towards the glutes. As I lean, shoulder depression, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. We're going for 90-90 of the wrist, elbow, and shoulders. Exhale, press out. Here we go. Inhale, find your shape. Exhale, bend. That was bad cueing. Inhale, come down. Exhale, press out. Here we go. Protraction as we press, external rotation. Bend at the elbows, heels to glutes. Depression, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Spine is locked. Exhale, press out. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, come down, and press out. Here we go, guys. Wrist underneath shoulder, press away to protract. Heels to glutes. As I lean, shoulder depression. Bend at the elbows, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. We're finding that 90-90. We're going down all the way. Here we go. Exhale, we press out. And we're done with the set. Great job, everyone. So we're gonna move to headstand. And headstand is exactly what we just did, where the head and hands make a triangle, but now the crown of the head is going to be grounded so we can practice that shape where we have more support weight on our head. So go ahead and find a wall where you can place your back to. All right, so your best friend, the wall, has decided to hang out with you again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place our hands in that handstand position, and we're gonna have the wall against our back to support us from coming for, falling flat on our back, and then also allows us to practice using our fingertips as brakes. So we're going back to the geometry of a triangle. So a headstand is pretty much the bottom of a crow pose where we're at 90-90 with the shoulder, elbow, and wrist, but now my crown of my head is going to be the peak of the triangle. So between the crown of my head and my hand placement, we have that triangle shape, and that is what is going to build us our base. So we're just going to go for a bottom hold. What we're going to do, like I said, I like to place my hands a little bit wider than shoulder width, and then we're going to protract, okay? So as I protract into press, I'm going to walk the knees forward and ground the crown of my head to complete that triangle, where if I were to look at my elbows and shoulders, I have a decent idea that I'm about 90-90. Okay, so this is my base, the triangle. So the crown of the head is actually pressing away from the ground. If you'd like to use something soft on your head, like a blanket or pillow, until you build up the crown and neck strength, that's totally fine. So my protraction, right? I can press away from the ground in my headstand, and that's what's going to build my stability. I can also depress, okay? So with the pushing of protraction and the depression of the shoulders, my base is locked. So I'm going to engage my core, engage my glutes. Now I'm going to extend my legs where I come on the ball of the foot, okay? So this is our headstand placement, okay? Pressing away from the crown, protracting and depressing the shoulders. Hands are pressing away from the ground to create the protraction, core, posterior, pelvic tilt. And we're going to hold for a good amount of time here. Let's go for 12 seconds, okay? 11. Find your ujjayi, relax the jaw, okay, and keep the tension in your muscles. 8. Continue to protract and depress, pressing through the palms of the hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, continuing to press, ground the knees. Slowly come back up to a seated position. Okay, so guys, the more you play with pressing away from the ground to protract the shoulders and then depress the shoulders to lock your shoulder girdle, the easier and more stable your headstand is going to be. And that's also going to transfer to our crow and bent arm hand bouncing strength. Let's take 2 ujjayis. It's kind of weird being upside down like that. And now we're going to practice building the hip flexor and momentum to come into a handstand extension or press. Alrighty. Say hi to your best friend. Thank him for helping you out today. All right, here we go. Hand placement, a little bit wider than shoulders. Okay, I'm going to use the spider grip so I can recruit extra forearm strength and use my fingertips as my brakes. Okay, find your triangle, okay? You're going to ground the crown of the head to complete the triangle. Okay, the head is the peak as the hands are the base. Look and make sure you're not too far like this or the head's not too close like this. Okay, when you protract and depress, you want to be at 90-90-ish with the wrist, elbow, and shoulders. Okay, so I protract, depress, core compress, engage my glutes, extend out. Okay, so lock, remember, pressing away from the crown and locking my protraction and depression. That's what's going to keep my headstand stable. Inhale, bring the right knee up towards the chest, point to the toes, heels towards the glutes. Exhale, extend back out. Here we go again. Inhale, protraction, depression, go through your spine, heels towards glutes, knee towards chest. Exhale, come back. We're gonna go for 3. Exhale. 2, don't lose awareness in your shoulders and spine. Press through the crown. Last one. Exhale. Okay, left side. Protract, depress, compress, posterior, pressing through the crown of the head, triangle strong. Inhale, point to the toes, left heel to glute. Exhale, extend back. Inhale. Exhale. Shoulders should be getting a little bit tired from pressing. We're gonna go for 3, 2, 1. Protraction, depression, compression, posterior, pressing away from the ground. Exhale, come back. Good job, guys. Cool, so we're gonna do that one more time, and now we're gonna practice a little bit of a static hold. So we're gonna hold it for a longer period of time. You can depress the shoulder, shake out the face a little bit, kind of get your center back. Another party move you can do, the cheek. We'll call that the cheek flap. Oh my gosh, you can cheek flap. Okay, here we go. Placing the hands here. Protraction, depression, ground the crown of the head to complete the peak of your triangle. Core compression, posterior pelvic tilt with engaged glutes. Extend the legs. We're on the ball of the feet. Okay, pressing away from the ground. Inhale, point through the right toes, right heel to glute. We're gonna hold, bringing the knee towards the chest. For 7, 6, stay active throughout the shoulders and spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, switch, point through the toes, left heel to glute. Protraction, depression, crown of the head pressing away from the ground. Compression, active glutes. Stay strong here, guys. We got 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Drop the knees, slowly roll out. I could have gone a little bit slower. I should have, but falling and coming out is all part of the funness of the game. So you'll notice when my knee comes to my chest, my hips start to stack over my shoulders a little bit more. And that's just like a handstand. A headstand is we're bone stacking, right? I'm practicing my bent arm pushing strength as I stack my joints and spine. And that's how we find the balance, and that's what's going to convert to the crow and handstand push-up strength, right? So as the hips come more above the shoulders, it requires a bit more strength, but that's also where you build the stability. Okay, this time around, by the way, find your ujjayi wife, fiber the mouth. This next one, we're going to ground the knees on the elbow. So I don't remember if you remember in elementary gym class, they called it the tripod. So I'm going to stick with the word tripod. But now that you're getting used to lifting the knee towards the chest, we're going to have both heels engaged now and use the elbows as support to start to build that hip flexure, and core strength in order to build our headstand stability. All right, let's say hi to our friend one more time. Thank him for helping us. And here we go. Okay, placing the hands about shoulder width apart. Go ahead, find whatever grip is most comfortable for you. I'm gonna use spider. Ground the crown of the head to complete your triangle. Okay, as I protract, pressing away from the ground and depress, wrists, elbows, and shoulders are at 90-90, okay? Core compression, posterior pelvic tilt with glute engagement. Extend the legs, coming on the ball of the feet. Inhale, bring the right knee on top of the right elbow. Inhale, left knee on top of the left elbow. Point through the toes to engage the heels towards the glutes, okay? I'm in my tripod position. Now from here, we're going to alternate, okay? So as I inhale, remember, protraction, depression, that's how I can even shake, okay? As you build that protraction, depression stability. Cores compressed. Inhale, remove the right knee into the center, press it towards the chest. We're leaning off the elbow for stability. Exhale, come back. We're going for 5. Inhale, center. Exhale, elbow. Continue to press to the toes, engaging the heels towards the glutes. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Protract and depress. Keep the shoulders strong as the knee shifts. We got 2 more. Okay, on this last one, we're going to hold. Here we go. 6. 5. Protract, depress, crown of the head, core compression, engage the glutes, quads, and heels towards the glutes. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, ground the knee. You can extend the legs, bring the ball of the feet together, ground the knees, roll off the crown of the head, and press up. Good job, guys. So that particular regression really helps locking our shoulder stability as the leg shifts, building into that hip flexor strength. So catch your Ujjayi, we're going to do the other side. All right, now that we've been upside down, let's really try to tune in. We're going to relax the jaw, press the eyes towards the heart, close the eyelids if you would like. Depress the shoulders, compress the core, engage the glutes for a posterior pelvic tilt. If you want, engage the pelvic floor muscles, engage the quads. Keeping everything from the heart up relaxed and everything from the heart down engaged. Inhale through the nose, expand the diaphragm. Exhale. Feel that energy go into the body. 1 more. Inhale for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay. Plant the hands. That was kind of a intense awakening, but anyway, protract the shoulders, depress the shoulders, walk the knees forward, ground the crown of the head, trust your friend of the wall to keep you safe. Shoulders, elbows, wrists around 90-90. Okay, shoulders are so protracted and depressed. Compress the core, posterior pelvic tilt. Extend the legs. Here we go. Inhale. Bend the right heel towards the right glute. Ground the right knee on the right elbow. Inhale. Same thing on the left side. Okay, here we go. We're going for the left. Press the crown of the head away from the ground. Protract and depress the shoulders, right? My palms are pressing away from the ground. Core compressed, posterior pelvic tilt. Inhale, left knee off the left elbow. Bring it to the center. Engage it towards the chest. Exhale, come back. Heel stays towards the glute. Inhale, off. Keep the shoulders locked in protraction, depression. Exhale, come back. We're going for 4, guys. Inhale, 3. Exhale, ground. Inhale, 2, shoulders locked. exhale. Okay, we're gonna hold for 6 seconds again on this last one, okay? Inhale, lift. Press through the palm of the hand to protract. Shoulders deep press, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Crown of the head strong. 2, 1. Exhale, come back around the left knee. Go ahead and ground the ball of the feet. Walk the feet together. Ground the knees. Roll off the crown of the head and press out. Woo! I give you a round of applause for that. Super good, guys. You know, we're not cool yet to do a full handstand push-up, but mastering these progressions just makes it so much freaking easier. So we'll be the cool kids soon, don't worry. So for this third progression working into our headstand, what we're gonna do now is both knees up towards the chest to come for a headstand tuck. We're gonna do dynamic and then a static. We'll break it up this time. Catch your ujjayi. Remember, everything from the heart up, we want softened and relaxed. Everything from the heart down, we want active and engaged as you have a continuous steady ujjayi in and out through the diaphragm. Inhale, that beautiful fresh new energy. Exhale, feel that energy go through your body. Let's take one more 5-second in, 5-second out, guys. I'm pretty sure you're sick of me counting numbers, so I'll let you count. Alrighty, I wanted to do one last one with you. Here we go, headstand position. Place the hands, find your width, find your grip, protract and depress the shoulders, walk the knees forward, ground the crown of the head to complete your triangle. With the shoulders protracted and depressed, find your 90-90 with the shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Go ahead and compress the core, engage the glutes, press through the legs, coming onto the ball of the feet. Okay, this one's a little tricky. So, if you want, we're gonna break this up into 2 parts. We're gonna go from triangle to extension and then back up, and you can choose which one you feel most comfortable with, okay? So, inhale. Bend the right knee, right heel towards the right glute, ground the right knee on the elbow, same on the left. We're here on our tripod. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna remove both knees to find a headstand tuck. Here we are. My protraction and depression is most important here. Okay, pressing the crown away, core compressed, glutes are engaged. We're gonna go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, ground both knees. Go ahead and ground the ball of the feet. We're staying here. Don't come out yet unless you're getting dizzy. But I'm going to go for an extension here. So this round, we're not going to use the elbows, okay? Protraction, depression, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Go ahead, locking the shoulders, pressing the crown of the head away. Bring both heels up towards the glutes. Remember, I'm pressing away from the ground and depressing for stability for my headstand tuck here. We're gonna go for 6, 5, 4. Stay strong on your crown and shoulders. 3, core and glutes. 1, heel to glutes. 0. Extend out. And we're gonna bend the knees and roll out. Alrighty guys, super intense, really fun. We're gonna do that for a second time. And I want you to play with what variation you're gonna use, okay? You can use tripod to practice the headstand tuck, or you can come from the extended leg where the feet are grounded and then come into your tuck. That variation's a little bit harder, but it's also gonna be more applicable to the headstand and bent arm hand bouncing strength, okay? You don't want to rely on the tripod for very long. You know, we all gotta let go of our training wheels at some time. Okay, enough childhood trauma. Let's find our ujjayi. That's a joke. Okay, remember, everything from the heart down, engaged, heart up, softened and relaxed. I like to think about everything from my heart down, kind of like my strong earth body, everything from my heart up, the nice, relaxing cosmic body. If you're like, what are you talking about? Just tune me out for a sec. All right, guys, take your last 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale, Ujjayi. I'm going to do that second round. Here we go. Okay, plant the hands, shoulder width-ish, whatever's comfortable. Find your grip, protract and depress the shoulders, core compression, walk the knees, posterior pelvic tilt, bend the elbows, ground the crown of the head, press away from the ground with the crown of the head, press through the heels of the palms, protract and depress the shoulders. We're 90-90 from the wrist, elbow, and shoulders, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Let's come into the extension. So this time we're going to do the extension to tuck first, and then we'll do tripod to tuck, okay? Here we go. Shoulders locked in protraction, depression, core, glutes. Inhale, heels come towards the glutes, press away from the ground, okay? My protraction and depression is my stability here. Crown of the head is strong. We're going for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping that shoulder strength, extend the knees, ground the heels. Okay, let's do our tripod method. Here we go. Go through your protraction, depression. Crown of the head is in your triangle. We got a strong base going. Inhale, let's bring the left leg this time up, left knee to left elbow, right knee to right elbow. Okay, both knees are going to come off the elbows for a headstand tuck. Remember, protract and depress the shoulders. Lock my base, makes my knees a lot easier to move and lift. We're in the tuck for 6, 5, pressing away, core, glutes, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, ground the knees on the elbows, drop the ball of the feet, walk the feet together, drop the knees, roll the crown out, and you are getting super close to your headstand, guys. So remember, take time with these progression, guys. Even if it's like every time you just get one more part of the progression, that's all that matters, is that each time you just get a little bit better than last time. If you're not better than last time, then you probably haven't rested long enough. So also keep that in mind. Baby steps and consistency is my favorite way of how I've found strength. So master these before you progress too fast, and it'll so be worth it. This is our last. We're going into full headstand, actually. You know what? F it. We're going to do it. Full headstand. Here we come. So, catch your Ujjayi. Remember, keep the body active and strong. Relax the jaw, the tongue, soften the eyes. And as I talk again and again and again, we're going to come into a headstand tuck, and then you're going to actively press away. So you got to think about your protraction and depression is what's extending your legs. Your legs aren't extending your legs. The stability in your shoulders is what allows you to extend your legs, okay? That's true for levers and all types of different body weight movements. So the stronger you can push into protraction and then depress the shoulders, activating the lats, the easier it's going to be to become from that tuck to the full headstand. Take your last 5-second inhalation, exhalation, Ujjayi. So, if you've weaned off the tripod, great. Training wheels are gone. I want you to try to go from the grounded foot, extended headstand, to the headstand tuck. Okay? Remember, pressing from the shoulders, we're going to extend our legs to find our bone stacking headstand line. Vamos! Okay. Hands. Whatever width is most comfortable. Okay, protract, depress the shoulders. Walk the knee forward. Ground, bend the elbows. Ground the crown of the head. Where we're at that triangle, shoulders, elbows, and wrists are at 90-90. Protract and depress. Okay, the most important movement. Compress the core. Glutes are active. Come onto the ball of the feet. Alrighty, here we go. Keeping the shoulders locked, we're going to come into our headstand tuck, heels to glutes. Okay, remember, I gotta adjust a little bit. I am pressing away in my protraction and depression, guys. So it's kind of good that I made that little hand adjustment because it allows you to learn what's going to be most comfortable and where your headstand is, okay? That 90-90 pressing. Okay, press away from the ground to the heel of the palm. Protract the shoulders, depress the shoulders, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. My arms and shoulders and spine are locked. Exhale. Slowly press the toes towards the sky as you find your hollow body, okay? We're bone stacking here. And then I can shake, I can do all types of stuff. As long as my shoulders are stable through protraction, depression, I have my headstand. Then you can then compress the core, posterior pelvic tilt, point through the toes, and you have a nice line, okay? And then once you find that bone stacking bounce, and you're locked in that protraction depression, you're not going anywhere. Your base is good. Spine is stacked. Okay. 3. If you found it. 2. Scan your spine through your breath. 1. Exhale. Heels to glutes. Maintain that shoulder protraction depression. Core is tight. Glutes are engaged. Exhale. You can come onto the tripod if you would like. Knees on elbows. Ground the ball of the foot, walk the feet together, exhale, ground the knees, roll the crown out, press through. Congratulations, you just did your first awesome headstand. That's gonna help you convert into other bent arm pressing movements. So, from here, guys, we're going to leave our friends, come off the wall. We're going to do a full crow pose. Now that we've practiced some strength, we've got our headstand down. Now let's apply it to our crow pose. All right, guys, so you got your headstand down. We've been working on crow pose, the strength of it. So now we're going full. We're just going to go for it full. Quick little tip. So guys, have fun building into the progressions, okay? Have fun building strength. Have fun finding your balance, okay? Do stuff you can do controlled, because you're not only going to build more strength, but then you're going to enjoy your practice, okay? You're going to enjoy your movement training. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Go ahead and grab your block skis. Okay, we're going to place them about hip width apart. Go ahead and place the ball of the foot on the blocks. And if I were to lean through the toes, where I place my hands is right underneath the shoulders as I lean through the ball of the foot, okay? So that's my favorite position. What we're gonna do now is find your width. I like a little bit wider than shoulder width, okay? I'm gonna find that spider grip where I bend at the second knuckle, okay? Recruiting forearm strength and also using my fingertips as balance. So, 2 little cues here before we go all the way in. So for my crow pose, what's most important is my depression, because the more I lean, the harder I can depress is going to counterbalance that movement, okay? So the more I lean into it, the more I can actively depress, the more balance I'm going to find, because the depression counterbalances the movement because it locks the spine and it allows you to find that shape. Other than that, we're going to go for it. So place the hands. Okay, lean through the toes. We're going to externally rotate the arms where the elbow pits are facing forward. We're going to bend at the elbows. Go ahead and ground the knees on the elbow joint as you press through the toes. So from here, I have my grip. I press away from the ground to protract the shoulders. I'm going for my lean. As I go for my lean, okay, I depress the shoulders, and that's what's going to allow me to find my bounce. Okay, so for example, if I were to lean forward, the more I can depress, the more I'm going to find that bounce, okay? So we're going to hold for 6, protract, depress. 5, core compression. 4, engage the glutes. 3, heels towards glutes. 2, 1, Exhale, ground the ball of the foot and slowly come out. So that's it, guys. That depression locks the spine. As you lean, fingertips or breaks as you press the heel of the palm to protract the shoulders, okay? So playing with those cues, we're gonna do it one more time without the blocks. So put these bad boys to the side. You can do a little wrist shakeout, maybe a little wrist stretches as you catch your Ujjayi. And we're gonna wrap up level 1. Softening the jaw, we're gonna inhale through the nose. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. Feel that oxygen go throughout your body. 3, 2, 1. Okay, if you want to do a second set with the blocks, be my favorite guest and go ahead and do that. But you know, of course, eventually you want to wean off the training wheels. Here we go. Placing the hands about, for me, a little bit wider than shoulder width, okay? Find your grip here, okay? I'm gonna do the spider grip, bending the second knuckle to recruit forearm strength. Go ahead and come on the ball of the feet. As I externally rotate the arms, elbow pits facing forward, I'm gonna press through the ball of the foot where I bend the elbows and ground my knee joint into the elbow joint, finding that connection, okay? Bone stacking here. Protraction, press through the heel of the palm to protract the shoulders. Core compression, engage the glutes, heels here. Okay, I'm leaning, okay, for my shoulder depression here. So play with the depression to lock the spine, and now we can even play with a little bit of leans. So depress first, you can lean, come back, lean, come back. So it's just practice here, guys. Okay, bone stacking, spine's engaged. Remember, I'm continuously pressing away from the ground for 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly come out. Guys, you're amazing. Thank you so much for watching Handstand Pushup Level 1. You got the crow pose down and the headstand. So now we're gonna move on. Remember, as you lean, shoulder depression, locks the spine, counterbalances the movement. Namaste, love you guys, peace.